Hi, welcome to a little experimental thing. I have never done this. I don't know how well it will go, and I don't know if I'll do more of these, but I've built plenty of Lego in my time, so this should be fine. It's really just... Here he is. Shit. Oh. And there's the gun. It's just a matter of assembling everything within time. What that time is, not really hard set, but I can't really call this speed building unless I'm gonna take off the audio and then jack this up to ×3 speed. Will this look appealing? No. Will anyone watch it? I don't know. Everything's a gamble with this. Just putting everything together. That's what I like about Lego. It's simple. Instructions are clean and easy to read. It's not chaotic. There's peace to it. It's nice, it's clean, and it just works. And you can't always get that from life. Last week was hectic for me. I don't know if it was hectic for anyone potentially watching this. If you are if you are somehow still watching this, thank you. I know it's sloppy. I don't have a camera rig or anything for that matter. If I could get my way somehow with the little that I have, then I would have a top-down view. You wouldn't be seeing it like this. You'd simply just be watching from a bird's eye view. But I don't have anything that could get that, and I don't have anything that would make this, look straight. I tried finding tape. I could not. So instead, this is being propped up by a stapler. How does that go in? Like that? I've never actually used one of these nuke blasters. Is this just how it works? Oh, it does. Bit hard. Boop. That went in the box. And here it is. That's fun. A lot better than what we had back in 2012. Yeah, that's about the last time that was around some of the last times I was majorly into this. Time is a tricky concept because I'm not the best at remembering timelines. I don't have dementia, obviously. I'm just bad at remembering when specifically things happened. And being out of school, I no longer really have the main thing that I used as a frame of reference, that being the school year. It's the weird thing about being an adult. You start to look at everything differently. Shit. There we go. See that? That's what I enjoy about Lego. It just fits. And that's nice when things get hectic. I know I'm just picking things up and dropping them. Not literally, but in the sense that this isn't just scripted. It's not complete. It's frame of consciousness. That's kind of how I move through things. I'm just looking down at the phone. It's being propped up by a stapler right now. I probably already said that. Yeah, I think I already said that, but might reiterate. But I'm just looking down at it and then seeing if I'm still in frame. Oh, that's kind of funky, but also neat, and it works. Oh, I accidentally launched it. Yeah, this last week was a bit hectic in the span. Oh, don't want the manual falling down. In the span of 3 days, I went from having one job to 2, and I haven't started it yet. I'm not gonna say what I work for, because it's not a good idea to give out that kind of information to random people online, obviously. I like my privacy. But I went from one job, part-time, not the best hours. Well, it's a good job, obviously. I'm still working it after 6 months. But, it's inconsistent. It's seasonal work, and in the summer we barely have anything going on. I'm not going to really elaborate more on that because, like I said, privacy. But, it's decent work. I can consider, I'll easily see myself still working it. It's a good, at most maybe 6 hours a day for a few days a week. At most maybe 2, maybe 3. Oh, almost skipped a step. Oh, never seen this before. That's the fun thing about coming back to Lego after not using it for a couple of years. It's evolved a lot more. It's these, oh, not in the frame. These Muppet figures are the first blind bag I've bought in. That's a word, right? Yeah. These are the first blind bag figures I've bought in, I wouldn't say a decade. I'd definitely say it's the first I've bought in over 5 years, at least. And it's impressive what they can do now. The fact that, there's printing on the back of the legs. I didn't even know that dual molding was a thing with these. Arm printing, torso printing, back printing. An entire unique head sculpt with multiple colors all printed. The hair. The hair is its own unique parts. The nose is it's, I almost said printed. The nose is painted. The hat is its own unique printed piece. All of it's impressive. I didn't even know that they had a new halfway with legs. When I was starting with Lego, when I was a kid, like a proper kid, not proper as in like, oh, I'm very snooty. No, it was, when I was like 8, 9, that kind of thing. When I started with those, it was still impressive. Of course it was. I can distinctly remember getting, I distinctly remember getting the Toy Story Lego set where it was RC. The scene at the end of the first movie where Buzz and Woody they're riding on RC trying to get to the moving van, and then they used the firework that they got from Sid in order to fly into the van. I remember that set, and I especially remember the fact that they had given Woody these very long legs. Whereas the normal legs are simply just 2 studs, these ones were 3. They were long. I remember that, and I remember the normal legs, and I remember the unmovable kid legs. The very fact that now they have a mid-range leg is weird and impressive, and even more so, it can still sit. This is impressive work. Lego, bringing it back to what I started it with, I know certain licenses are pretty expensive. Obviously, Lego puts a lot of their money that they make they put it back into production, into upkeep, into licensing. I've heard that Lego only really makes about 30% of all sales, so that's why it's pretty expensive. But for the most part, for a lot of the themes, what you pay is pretty good. I have a couple of the Marvel mechs. They're a bit strange, obviously. In order to, fit it in at price range and simplicity, they have to make some creative leaps and bounds. Well, not leaps and bounds, but they have to make some creative sacrifices almost. With the way it moves and the way it feels. Oh, skipped a step. Oh, multiple steps. I will admit, after looking at some of the sets, they're probably a bit overpriced, but for the most part, it's it's a good bang for your buck. This I consider to be a pretty good bang for my buck. It's nice, it's simple, costed me, like $10. It's a good time. Yeah. Steven, stop. Don't. Just don't. I just thought film.
You probably don't have videos.
What?
You have data?
No. Just doing it for the hell of it. I mean, why do we do anything? We just do it just 'cause. That's my brother.
Don't film me.
I know, I'm not.
You're filming the other trash.
No.
Ah.
Can you be quiet, please? He's trying to be funny. Shit. Damn. If I do one of these again, I'll definitely set it up better. Steven, can you please stop?
Closing it.
Okay.
There you go.
But, you know, it's impressive to see evolution that it's taken. And, you know, some of these, you know, this I consider pretty good bang for my buck. Good figure. Solid build. Good pieces. A lot that I've never seen before. I've never seen this. Because like I said, I wasn't building Lego or buying it for years. Coming back and seeing all this, it's great. But there's some that are pretty blatantly overpriced. Some of the Marvel ones can be pretty especially overpriced. DC, from what I've seen, usually pretty good bang for buck with DC for the most part. And Star Wars at times is overpriced. But I get it. It's doing things for consumers, having to keep up this amount of quality. I know I'm jumping back and forth from things I've said, coming back onto them, coming off of them. That's life. But luckily with Lego, it's pretty simple. I mean, hey, we've pretty much finished up the build at this point. But, you know, it's nice just having instructions because you never have those for life. That's a bit weird how it's just kind of exposed. I would have covered up bits and pieces of it, but it's a tiny thing. Oh, these go backwards. Okay. And then, yeah. Hey, nice. I always love this little graphic here. Don't shoot your eyes out, kids. Or adults. Whoever watches this. Sometimes these are overpriced. Sometimes it's good. This game ain't overpriced. I've been playing it. I think I've played about 25 hours. Maybe we're reaching 30 at this point. It's a good time. I played those when I was a kid. Like proper kid. Like I said again. But, you know, it is what it is. I just felt like doing this to do it because that's kind of what you need in life. Don't do things for profit. Don't do it for fame, notoriety. Don't strive for perfection because it's not something that you'll ever get to. Perfection is subjective. Everyone else has their own standards for it. But, yeah. As a whole, this was good. It was clean. It was a solid 20 minutes of time. That being said, you can't measure life fully on how much bang for buck you get. It's just, is it fun? Is it good? Did you enjoy doing it? I enjoyed this. I hope you somehow found enjoyment in it. I know it's pretty scuffed. And I know that there's some things that I did not finish up on. But it's nice to have some kind of order in life. Like I was saying earlier, the last week was a bit hectic. A bit of just doing things and a bit of just emotionally hectic. So having this, just a nice calm before the storm. It's simple. It has instructions. They're easy to follow. I enjoy instructions. You know, having it be clearly able to be read is nice. Weirdly, as a result of me having built Lego sets for a couple of years when I was a kid, I'm pretty dang good at assembling furniture. Not pretty dang good. I'm great at assembling furniture. I assembled a shelf for my brother the other night. Only took me about 30 minutes. A lot of just sliding things into dowel holes. It's all just, breathe, follow the instructions, go. And that's definitely needed from time to time. I don't fully understand the notion of you have to grow out of things. There's some things that you obviously have to grow out of. You have to, at some point, leave the nest. At some point, you need to grow up just a bit, but you can still hold on to good, peaceful things within reason. Nostalgia is something that's largely birthed out of ignorance, because you can't understand the full scope of things when you're a kid. You're at a smaller playing field of it. And you can't easily replicate those times because every time that's nostalgic has, an overhanging ennui, I guess. I mean, I grew up during, the financial downpour. I'm forgetting the exact phrasing. Part of my childhood was 2009, one of the worst years for the economy that we've seen in recent times. Well, maybe not worst. We've had some pretty bad economy years as of late, but you take it how you can. You just keep on trucking. You just continue in spite of it, and then eventually you'll find a respite. Eventually, everything calms down, and life gets back to order. Life doesn't have instructions, but it doesn't always need to. This was good. This was fun. I did this for myself, and if you are somehow still watching this, I know, how are you, but if you are, then I recommend doing something kind of like this for yourself. Doesn't have to be Lego, doesn't have to be with instructions, but just take some time for yourself because life can be exhausting. If I do this again, which I have said I will because I still want to get my hands on some of the other characters from this line. God, that looks weird standing next to each other. That's what I love about this. It's so out of left field that if you combine it with anything else, it looks wrong. But it also still fits in. They did a damn good job with these. But, I'll definitely unbox more things, I will try to build other things. But in the meantime, I'm just going to continue to live, and eventually everything will be alright in the end. That's how you should try to live. Just remember the phrase that this too shall pass. The good shall eventually pass, and the bad shall eventually pass. Just keep on trucking, and yeah, I'll see you again when I do. But next time I do this, it'll hopefully next time I'll try and get it to look something like this. Peace out.